Hey guys, how's it going? Tamim here from Headhunter Supplements. Welcome again to now our 14th podcast series where we not only talk about supplements but consider health as a holistic approach so you guys can dominate. So, guys, let's get straight into it. I have yet again back on the show Filip from the founder and CEO of Neuratech. Hey, Filip, man.
Hey Tamim, how you going?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me on again. Keen to have a bit of a chat as usual.
Yeah, likewise, man. It's always a good chat between yourself and I. So, just want to say thanks, man, for taking the time. I know you're quite busy, multitasking and trying to run Neurotech, but thanks, man. Appreciate it.
No, that's all good. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity. I mean, this is what it's all about, really, for me and you, sort of spreading the word for nootropics and what we're doing.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, just trying to spread it across Australia. So, no,
yeah,
happy to
man.
be here.
Yeah, awesome, man. Great to hear. Yeah, definitely. I think nootropics is definitely a subject we need to be spreading across Australia, as you know. But I think we'll dive a bit into that later on in the podcast, bro. So, how you going with the coronavirus, man? I think I spoke to you about was it about 5 weeks ago? We had that podcast
Yeah,
before. Yeah, how you
yeah.
been
So
so far? Like since the yeah,
I've been pretty good. I mean, throughout this entire thing, for me in particular, like my life hadn't really changed that much. I mean,
yep,
I still have my full-time job. We've just transitioned to like working from home for like 2 days of the week.
yep.
So that's been a bit interesting, trying to get used to working from home, um, as well as, yeah, still going into the office as much as possible and then also building the business on the side as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's been good. I mean, we've been able to pump out a lot of content for the business, which has helped because a lot of
Yep.
people obviously been sitting at home and whatnot,
Yeah.
and just sort of spreading the awareness of nootropics and enhance. But yeah, it's been good. I think restrictions started to ease,
Yeah.
which is awesome, which means we can go a bit further. If we want to go to the beach and
Oh,
climb a
definitely.
mountain or go on a hike or something,
Yeah.
which is cool. So it'll be interesting to see like how we transition back into normal society after this. Like, is it going to be the same? I feel like it's not. I feel like it's fundamentally going to be different, which I mean, it'll be
Oh,
interesting from a personal point of view and also from like a business standpoint, like going back to
oh,
normal reality.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm keen as well. I think they're going to lift the restrictions, in a couple of weeks or something. But yeah, I'm keen to see how it goes. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Awesome. So guys, I brought Philip on the show mostly to discuss, as you know, nootropics and just a bit about neurotech because they're doing some awesome stuff on the gram. As Philip mentioned, educating a lot of people on nootropics and providing a lot of content because I think nootropics is a topic that needs to be educated. Not many people know about it. So Philip, let's get into it, man. So obviously, you're the CEO and founder of Neurotech, and you're partnered with Daniel, is it?
Yeah, that's right, Daniel. Myself, and Daniel, we're
Cool.
co-founders.
Yeah.
Yeah, started the company back in 2017, so we've been around for a while actually,
Wow.
which I'm not sure many people know.
Yeah, cool. So, how did it start, man? Like, take us to the beginning pretty briefly. Like, yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, it's a pretty interesting story. So, as I said, yeah, we started the company back in mid 2017. So, that was just as both Daniel and I were graduating from uni. So, we both went to the University of Queensland, studied separate things. Um, but yeah, we pretty much just through our experience at university, we were very much into sort of experimenting with different substances and compounds, like the typical smart drug type thing. So that's how we really got introduced to it. So during exam periods for like all my engineering courses,
hmm,
would be sitting, I would be smashing it, would be
yeah,
studying 10 to 12 hours a day, and really just experimenting with these things, and that sort of just piqued my interest and Daniel's interest as well, as to like you can take these compounds that can actually significantly improve your cognitive performance.
yep,
And that was fascinating to us. So, I mean, it got us researching, Googling, like figuring out there's a whole industry around, these natural versions of cognitive enhancing supplements called nootropics.
yep,
And we saw that, it was huge in America. There were like some pretty good companies growing there in the space, but like no one really knew about it in Australia, from what I could tell.
mm,
And that was sort of our idea. We were like, well, why not form a company around this, around bringing products that people can use to actually aid in their cognitive performance. So initially, it was sort of like the problem we were sort of solving is like, there's people using modafinil and other potent pharmaceuticals. Why don't we bring out like a more natural, a more sustainable version of something like that?
Yep.
So that was definitely how we got started. And the first move we made is we applied to the iLab accelerator at UQ,
Wow. Cool,
and that
man.
was like a 3-month program, a bit of grant money to sort of start your startup, start your company.
Yep.
So yeah, that was a pretty exciting time. You know, we started off doing like a 2 to 3 day pitch event where it was just pitching to judges all day for like 3 days straight. And man,
Wow.
that was very unnerving. Not I definitely struggle with like speaking in front of a huge audience, especially back then. That was so new to me. So
Yeah.
that
Like
was a
everyone
whole
does. Yeah.
yeah, that was a whole learning curve. And man, it was crazy. Like the ideas some people were pitching were just incredible. So yeah, we actually got through into the accelerator program, which we were honestly a bit shocked about because some of the other people we were going up against were just doing all these crazy radical ideas, whereas we were just doing these like nootropic supplements. But I think because the industry was so new here, it sort of made sense. There was a bit of a market gap, and also just the practicality of what we wanted to do. Like we could bring a product to market pretty quickly and
Yep.
iterate from there. I think that was very appealing. And yeah, we got in,
Cool.
and that started sort of our journey.
Awesome. Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Um, just back to the Neuratech, Philip. So, what would you say your main mission is? Like, obviously, yeah. I'll just let you. What would you say your main mission is in Neuratech?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's definitely evolved and changed over the past few years. As I said initially, it was sort of about creating a more sustainable solution to sort of, the uni students who were taking all the smart drugs and potent pharmaceuticals and whatnot.
Mm.
So that was probably what we were wanting to do in the beginning. But it's sort
Yep.
of now changed to providing solutions for the modern day human to help them in all different aspects. Because what we've found is there's just so so many aspects of our lives are impacted by our brain performance and our brain health.
Yep.
You can see that neurodegeneration is on the rise due to aging, disease, and lifestyle factors. You can see that productivity, innovation, creativity are all being rewarded more than ever.
Yep.
You can see that stress, anxiety, and depression are rampant um, due to the modern lives we lead. So it's like all these come back to the brain, and that means we can do something about it. We can create products which help people in all these avenues. And there's the
Yeah.
research out there to suggest that some of these natural compounds that we're fascinated by can actually help with all these aspects. So it's for us right now, it's like systematically targeting each problem. The
Yep.
problem of brain health and memory, let's target that. The problem
Yep.
of focus and productivity, let's target that. The problem of stress, anxiety, not getting good quality sleep, let's target that.
Yep.
So that's really the angle that we're coming from now.
Yep.
Um, just creating solutions, yeah, for the modern day human. That's sort of how we see it.
That's cool, man. So you're pretty much just trying to help people succeed by kind of biohacking their own neurochemistry in their brain.
Exactly right. Like to me, the brain is definitely like our most important asset,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it's what makes us us. It's what makes us human. And it's like if we can support that in any possible way, then
Yeah.
that's something I'm definitely fascinated by and something I want to be a part of.
Yeah. That sounds cool, man. That sounds awesome. Exactly what we do as well. Philip, I was pretty surprised that you got into nootropics in uni. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's quite early. Like for me, I only ever started using caffeine towards maybe the third year of uni.
yeah, right, yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't really a coffee drinker, but I guess caffeine is a nootropic. It's like one of the gateway nootropics that leads to so many other things. But I was
yeah,
like you as well. I did experience some of my uni mates use like nodos. Have you heard of nodos? Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. Did you get the same as well? Like, there's people using nodos.
yeah. Definitely know a lot of people who use that. I've never actually personally
Yeah.
used Notos myself, but
Yeah, and yeah, they're just high caffeine tablets, I think. And then you get those people that use like the artificial Ritalin and all that kind of stuff, and you get your modafinil people as well. But it's
yeah,
crazy what like the pressures that uni put you under, that you just need to like kind of damage yourself temporarily to get, you know what I mean, the scores and passes and stuff. I think I had a story, Philip, that my
hmm
mate, he kind of was taking, I don't know what he was taking for 1 week straight. I think it was Ritalin. It was leading
Yeah.
up to his thesis submission, and man, he was taking this shit every day for about seven days, I think. And man, he
Yeah.
passed out at the end, and he was just like, I think he couldn't even walk. He had his parents needed to pick him up, take him home. Like, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. So it's great that there is a company like Neuratech that are providing an alternative solution to like uni students, and not just uni students, but I think for like entrepreneurs like yourself, and just like that working class and all that kind of stuff, and just healthy people that just want to optimize their brain health. So that's cool, man.
Yeah. No, that's yeah. You're totally right. I mean, Ritalin and modafinil and whatnot, they're potent substances, and like they can be a tool you can use, but you have to be mindful. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know how it's going to affect your body, and it's just ultimately it's not a sustainable solution.
Oh,
You know what
definitely
I
not.
mean? So
Definitely not.
that's
Yeah.
why, like, if we can provide something which people can take often and it causes little to no side effects, in fact, it improves your brain in the long term, then that's perfect. That's what we're trying to do here,
Yeah.
really.
Definitely, man. And just on the smart drugs and stuff, I really liked your post, Philip, the other day. How you were comparing, I think it was nootropics to smart drugs. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, we
Yeah.
made a video about that, sort of comparing the two, sort of putting more education around that, because I think a lot of people like get into nootropics from smart drugs, which is what I did and what a lot of people do. So they
Yeah.
assume that all nootropics are almost like these crazy harsh smart drugs with all these crazy harsh side effects, and
Yeah.
it's not
Definitely.
necessarily the case at all.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to, I guess, educate the Australian market in particular on like what is the difference, because there is definitely a clear difference,
Yeah.
and to not really get
Definitely.
them confused with one another, and just to like show people that everything can be a tool, and you just really have to educate yourself in the right way.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. It's funny how some guys start off with the smart drugs, then slowly transition to the nootropics. Like, I was actually the opposite. I went in through the back door, so to speak.
Yeah.
Started with the natural nootropics, like your alpha GPC, all that kind of stuff. And then I've only ever tried modafinil once,
Yeah.
and I stacked it with caffeine and I think L-theanine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was pretty good, man. Like, it gave me like a nice euphoric feeling that I was happy to finish my work. But what you did mention on your post, that it gives you a kind of linear thinking. Like, you just get engulfed in one topic, and you just keep trying to dig deep. Dig deeper, and your creativity kind of gets diminished. That's correct, right, Phil? Is that what you were trying to? I think that was a discussion about that on the Instagram post.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. I think like if it really depends on like what you're trying to achieve. Like if you're studying and you know what you need to study and it's very straightforward and you just need to
yeah,
focus hard, then
yeah.
it can help you a lot. But like if so, for example, right now, like I need to think laterally, you know what I mean? We're trying to think of
Mm,
creative problems, we're trying to
yep.
think of marketing problems
Mm,
with our business and life. Like taking a product like that or a smart drug isn't really going to help me. Like I
yep.
haven't taken it since university because I just
Yep.
haven't felt the need. It just would not help me with, what I'm working on right now.
Mm. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, man. Sorry, just about modafinil. Yeah, man. It gives you that nice linear thinking as well, but man, you get a bit of side effects as well. I couldn't sleep that night, and it actually affected me the next day. Like, I was tired. Did you get the same thing, Philip? When you take modafinil, it gives you, it just excites you, and you just can't sleep.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the biggest things I got were like irritability, like stomach irritability,
Oh crap.
loss of
Yeah.
appetite. I just would not be able to eat it all during the day. And then, yeah,
Yeah.
because we were taking it for days on end, by the end of that period, your body would just crash. And I remember just sleeping for
Shit.
days on end. It's
Wow.
just, yeah. And yeah,
Yeah.
obviously, like if you're taking it, you're gonna struggle to sleep that night as well, probably.
Yeah, it's definitely not worth it. I think, Philip, in the long term, because you do get that 5 hours of work done, whatever, but then you have to kind of deal with the consequences later, as you said, lack of sleep, tired, digestive issues, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's
So
right. Yeah.
yeah, Philip, let's get into nootropics, man. So, how would you define a nootropic, and how would you define a smart drug? Because, funny enough, I was listening to the ATP podcast. Do you listen to that much?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen a few of those. I love it. I love that podcast.
Yeah, good podcast. But the main guy, I don't even know his name. He said he defined a nootropic as a smart drug.
Interesting. I
Yeah,
think
like
I think maybe people use the terms interchangeably just to draw more attention to it. I
yeah,
don't know. I feel like that's what people are doing just so people can get more viewers essentially. But
but
I
isn't that what isn't doesn't that create like an issue for us that are trying to educate people on all these natural nootropics, and then you have some people that are kind of associating nootropics with smart drugs, and that's where you get that limitless pill kind of mentality that you're speaking about.
yeah, I think that does definitely present an issue. I think they should be seen as two completely separate categories. I mean,
Yeah,
smart drugs, yes, they can improve cognitive performance significantly in the short
yeah,
term, but
yeah,
they can lead to harsh side effects. They can lead to downregulation of certain endogenous processes
yep,
over
yep,
time, um, and they're just not sustainable. They're created to, treat, cure, or prevent disease or illness or certain symptoms. Whereas
yep,
that's with natural compounds, that's not really what they're made for or their
mm,
purpose. And with a lot of natural nootropics, for example,
yep,
by definition, they have little to no side effects. They should be non toxic and they should actually be neuroprotective. So they can
yep,
definitely more sustainably increase, cognitive performance over the long term with little to no
mm,
side effects. Whereas I don't think that's the case at all with, those potent smart drugs.
yeah. And Philip, so yeah, you did mention that nootropics. I think they're categorized. I think there's five topics. It needs, as you said, it needs to be neuroprotective. It needs to be safe with no side effects. And I think there's
Yeah.
a couple more, which are like obviously enhance memory and kind of trigger certain neurotransmitters in the brain and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Is there anything you would add to that definition?
Um, no, I think that pretty much covers it. I would say any compound which can affect some sort of aspect of cognitive function, whether that's memory, focus, creativity,
Yeah. Yep.
whilst,
Yep.
yeah, being neuroprotective, being non toxic, and causing little to no side effects.
Yeah, cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, that's spot on. And
Yeah.
Phil, just want to talk about more of the smart drugs, man. Just want to spread that awareness with our viewers. So natural nootropics, as you know, you can purchase them from stores, you can purchase them from vendors like yourself. But smart drugs, man, it's a pretty dodgy industry, eh? Like you just purchase a pill of someone that you don't know, and it's like wrapped up. I don't know. I don't even know how you get modafinil. It was actually given to me by a friend. Obviously, being myself, I assessed the foil, looked up the brand and all that kind of stuff. But don't you
Yeah.
think like possesses a kind of risk or a safety kind of concern when people are buying these safe drugs off the
Definitely.
streets? Or yeah, yeah,
Definitely, because most people who are using it like to study or recreationally, they don't have a prescription typically. So they're looking at
yeah,
online vendors from, I think most of them are from like India, these online suppliers of these
damn,
smart drugs. And then it's like, then it comes into question like, how do you know it's safe? How do you know what you're taking really? And yeah, that,
yeah,
that raises a whole nother issue.
yeah, definitely, yeah. Especially when you're playing with your brain chemistry, you just don't want to be putting any white pill that you buy online. So
Yeah, precisely.
yeah, yeah, definitely, man. All right, Phil. Just let's talk about kind of natural nootropics. So, what's some examples? What's some common examples of natural nootropics, just to give people like shine a light on these kind of herbs or whatever it might be, because people might encounter them on a daily basis, but not know that they're nootropics. And when they do hear the term nootropics, oh, what's a nootropic? It's right in front of you, like it's right under your nose. So, what's some common examples, man, of some natural nootropics?
Yeah, so there are definitely many different forms, I guess, of natural nootropics. They can come in the form of certain vitamins and minerals. They can come from certain food sources. Um,
Yep.
they can be herbal extracts and herbs, such as, Bacopa monnieri is a very popular one. Um,
Yeah. Cool.
and even medicinal mushrooms, that's becoming a big thing. There's a few nootropics there, such as lion's mane mushroom. It can act as a nootropic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of different places in nature and in food where nootropics are found. Yeah, man. So even things like L-tyrosine, for example, that's found in food sources, but you can also supplement it as a nootropic because it seems to have nootropic effects,
Yep.
and it's also a building block for dopamine.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Hey, Phil. So, does a nootropic that someone chooses that's natural, of course, have to abide by those five kind of nootropic definition that we spoke about, or can we just can it fulfill only two but still be called a nootropic? Do you know much
That's
about that? Yeah, it's
yeah,
a kind of a hard
that's an
one. It's
interesting
kind of a gray
question.
area. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think most natural.
Can be quite bitter at times, but that's why I had to put some of them in capsules, especially like St. John's wort and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's right. That's why it's definitely good to encapsulate a lot of these. They can be pretty rough.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Um, so man, we spoke about definitely like I do like to talk of. I've just noticed a lot of people that are into nootropics are into self development as well, because I think using nootropics, you do want to you do naturally want to get to that peak performance, and I feel that self development is kind of tied in a certain way. I think,
Yeah.
yeah. Would you agree, Phil?
Um, absolutely, man. Absolutely
Yeah,
agree.
yeah, yeah. So let's talk a bit about like self development. Like obviously, I see you on the gram reading a lot of books and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, you have your own podcast. So man, let's talk about like your favorite books. Like, what do you try to read? Like, any self development. Yeah, if you can share.
Yeah. So, in terms of self development books, I read a few of them, but that's
Yep,
not probably my most read or the topic I find most interesting. Um,
yep,
I get a lot of my self development stuff from online sources and YouTube videos and
mm,
podcasts. Um,
yep.
but yeah, a lot of books I read are either centered around sort of like business and startups
Oh,
or
definitely.
sort of the whole field of like human enhancement, looking at
Yep,
different technologies and different products to
yep,
improve human performance, human health, human longevity.
yep, yep,
So one I'm reading right now actually is called The Neurogeneration
yep.
by Tan
Cool.
Lee. And it's
Okay,
actually from the
awesome.
CEO of Emotive, and Emotive is like an EEG company, um,
Wow.
a brain computer interface company in the US. And she's actually from Australia, which is fascinating. But yeah, this book is awesome. It
Wow.
it starts off talking about nootropics actually, and mentions a few nootropic companies and ingredients, and then
Yep.
it goes on to talk about other brain enhancing technologies and brain computer interfaces and
Cool,
sort of
man.
the research being done right now. So like,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's just a awesome book on
Yeah,
neurotechnology and
yeah.
neuroscience. But
Just
yeah,
on that topic, Phil, I sorry to
yeah,
cut you off, but um, I think you mentioned interfaces with the brain. Did you listen to that Joe Rogan podcast with Elon Musk just recently?
I did. I absolutely did. Yeah.
How crazy was that? They're making a new I think what is it called, neuro something, neuro.
A neural lace. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, they did their first announcement mid last year. Actually,
yeah,
they were working on like in sort of in secret, I guess, for 2 years trying to develop this new technology and
wow,
unveiled it last year, and it's just yeah blown people away. It's incredible.
that's crazy. Do you think that could possibly be the like the future of nootropics?
Um, I wouldn't say it's the future of nootropics. It's the future
Yep.
of brain enhancement. That's for sure. I think
Oh, yep,
nootropics.
yep,
I see nootropics as sort of the first step.
yep, yep,
They're the first step to getting people into looking at improving their cognitive performance.
yep.
And then I think there's a lot of innovation that can happen with nootropics and supplements as well. And then, yeah, I think eventually for when we're going to the future, we're going to be looking at these other brain technologies and neural
Yeah,
technologies, which are really going to change the game. I think they're going to make
yeah.
massive impact.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. So what I'm hearing from you, Philip, is that you just like to immerse yourself in pretty much everything business, tech related, and just learning more about like brain optimization. So obviously you can feed into the business and
That's
help more
right. Yeah.
people. Yeah, that's cool, man. So just on the topic of podcast, Philip, I know you have your own, which is cool,
Hmm.
man. Keep going, love it. I actually watched the one with the Shine CEO recently, so that was cool.
Yeah. It's a great
Yeah.
episode. Daniel did.
Yeah, yeah. So what podcasts you listen to? Any good podcasts out there that you?
Yeah. So there's a few. That's pretty much all I watch on YouTube and listen to. So
Yep,
first one, obviously Joe Rogan podcast, just because
yep,
the versatility of the guests he has, like Dr. Rhonda
yep,
Patrick,
yep,
a bunch of other interesting guests. The
yep,
Aubrey Marcus podcast. That's a bit more of like a
yep,
spirituality side of things. Um,
yep.
Talks a lot about psychedelics and other substances, which is
Right.
fascinating to me as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Awesome.
Tom Bilyeu and Impact Theory. That's another one.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, Tom is the was the founder of Quest Nutrition, like the Quest bars. Yeah, so he has a podcast now as well with this new company, Impact Theory, and man,
Cool.
they interview some great guests, some awesome like
Wow.
neuroscientists. So I love his podcast.
Yeah, I gotta
What are
check it out.
some? Yeah, man, absolutely check it out. What are some other ones I like? Yeah, I would say also like the HVMN podcast. So they're like a yeah, the keto nootropics guys. They're a company based in the US. They do some good ones as well, but that would probably be my
Yeah, cool.
main ones.
That's
Um,
cool, man. I
yeah,
like how you, yeah, as I said, immerse yourself in all this stuff, constantly learning. So yeah, you can better yourself and the business. So that's cool, man. That's cool.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
All right, man. Let's kind of wrap it up, Phil. Um, so let's summarize nootropics pretty much. You want to just give a quick summary of nootropics, Phil, and like why people should use them, and
Yeah. I mean, this is how I try to break it down for people, right?
yep,
Um, so we have health supplements, we have sports supplements. You know, one's to improve general health, one's to improve physical performance. Nootropics are sort of this new wave, I guess you can say, of compounds, natural compounds we can take to improve our cognitive performance. So, you know, we all struggle day to day with different aspects of our brain.
yep,
We're too stressed. We're not focused enough. We can look at nootropics as one of these interventions and one of these ways to really support our brain in the long term.
yep,
Um, and I think it has massive value. I think we're going to be looking at our brain health more. It's going to become more and more important as we continue on into the world of the future. We're going to be
yep,
looking to get ahead, to stay on top of tasks, and yeah, really just optimize ourselves to be better humans each and every day. I think nootropics are just one easy, great way to do that.
yep, yep. Yeah, awesome. What good words, Phil. There you go. There you guys have it. Words from the man himself, Philip. All right, Phil. Let's talk, man. I think yeah, we last time we spoke, we had you were starting like an awesome kind of working from home package, all that kind of stuff. How's that going and stuff? How's
Yeah, so we announced what we call the enhanced working from home subscription.
yep,
Um, So that was sort of our way of giving back in terms of, you know, those people working from home, trying to be productive, you know, whether that was still trying to do their jobs, whether they're trying to build a side hustle, whether they're trying to learn
yep,
some new skills. We wanted to help people be productive and focused at home.
yep,
And we thought, you know, that partnering with other companies as well would be a great way to do that and bringing all these products together, which can help people improve their brains whilst they're at home
yep.
would be awesome. So yeah, we partnered with Head Honcho, you guys. We partnered with iRise Drinks, Savvy Beverages, and Barkley Eyewear, and we're
Yeah, that's
sort of
cool, man.
giving, yeah, we're giving this package for like we're giving just as much value as we can to help people optimize their performance day in day out. You know what I mean? So
Yep,
with the working from home package, if you sign up, you get enhanced for 50% off for your first month, and
yep.
then also discounts on 4 other partner brands, as I said,
Cool.
as well as a working from home ebook and an invitation to our private Facebook group.
Wow.
So that's just our way of bringing as much value as possible, bringing these useful products to people in
Yep,
Australia as much as possible. And it's going well. We've had good pickup. People subscribing, people joining, people are
yep.
learning more about nootropics. And yeah, it's a really exciting time for us.
Yeah, sounds good, man. No, I love how like you've partnered with some like influential nootropics companies and just providing like a complete solution for someone. So it's pretty good, man. Like I think no other
Yeah,
company does that. So definitely, well done, man. So guys, I'll link. I think I've linked it in a couple of newsletters ago, but I'll do it again. And I think, pick, correct me if I'm wrong, Philip. But Philip the guys at Neuratech have kindly offered a discount code
yep.
to all the Head Honcho newsletter subscribers. So I'll send it out tomorrow. I really want you guys to try and enhance and see how you go with it, especially during these times. Everyone's stressed. Definitely need a bit of a boost. Would you add anything else to that, Philip?
Perfect. No, yeah, no, I appreciate it. Happy to give your audience, your customers, we'll give you like 20% off
Cool.
enhance. Or if you want to subscribe to our working from home subscription, feel free to do that as well.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll give you guys the code. Okay, I'll set up a code.
Yeah.
Let's go head honcho 20 for
Done.
20% off.
Sounds good, man. And I'll send it out in the newsletter. And guys, subscribe to if you haven't already, Neuratech's working from home. You also get 20% off. Is that correct, Philip? Of Headhunter products as well. So
That's right. Yeah, and then discounts on 3 other brands as well.
yeah, definitely. And I think I met the guy, Mark Curry from Savvy Beverages. He's doing some great stuff as well. So you'll definitely have exclusive access to that product as well. and eye rise as well. So that's awesome. And it's also the glasses, which are I think the blue light blockers. Correct, Philip?
Yeah, Barclay Eyewear, they do these cool blue light blockers.
Yeah, cool,
So they're an
cool.
Australian-based company, and they have interchangeable lenses and these
Yeah,
really, really nice frames. So
awesome.
great, great product, great company.
Awesome. There you guys have it. Full of value. So thanks, Philip. Let's wrap it up, man. I really appreciate you being on the show, giving a lot of knowledge and value to our audience. Hopefully, they get a bit of insight about nootropics and all that kind of stuff. And guys, if you haven't already, follow Neuratech on Instagram. So, Philip, where can the audience find you on social media?
Yeah, so find us on Instagram at Neuratech or Facebook. We're at Neuratech. Yeah, visit our website, neuratech.com.au. Check us out. If you have any questions, feel
Yep.
free to reach out to us. I respond to anything and everything at all times. um, and yeah, I
Awesome.
really
Sounds
appreciate
good.
you having me on, and it's been good to chat, man. I can't wait to keep doing this with you.
Yeah, likewise, man. Always love to talk about new topics with the man himself. Guys, also, I'll link all the Philips and Neurotech's information down below so you guys can check them out. And and also, again, sending out everything in the newsletter tomorrow. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. Also, thank you, Philip, mate.
Thanks,
Until next
guys.
time.
Thank you.